Hello, fellow teammates. Welcome to the IN team. And if you're new, thanks for joining. Today we're going over the top MC contracts that can be completed solo after the MC Businesses update with the Criminal Enterprises DLC. The majority of these contracts consist of two parts, and they are pretty easy to complete. Most are variations of the same model, retrieve cargo, and deliver to the drop-off, but it's enough variation where they're still entertaining. Most can be completed in about 10 minutes, maybe a little less. The new contracts added with the Criminal Enterprises DLC were ramped up a bit, so those may take a little bit longer, but they're a lot of fun to run through. Now, in order to have access to these contracts, you must first purchase an MC Clubhouse and register as the president of a motorcycle club. Contracts will be available in random groups of 3 on the notice board in the Clubhouse meeting room. So if you're looking for a particular contract, you'll have to start a new session and recheck the board until that contract is displayed. You get more than enough time to knock them out, 15 to 30 minutes depending on the contract, but we noticed the payout on these seem to be based on the duration. So if you're thinking about grinding these out, you might want to prolong the contracts a bit to get the maximum payout. Most stores are still accessible, so you can stop by a few of them to eat up some of that time, like an ammunition to restock your armor and ammo. Make the most of your time. So the contract we're going to start with is by the pound. This one requires you to retrieve a product and deliver it to the drop-off in the countryside. And there's 2 variations. You will either need to steal a product off a boat like you see us doing here, or meet a contact to get the product. If you end up getting the one that requires you to steal a product off a boat, don't do what we did here. Destroy it as soon as possible. If you don't, you'll have to chase it down, which could be a hassle if you're not using a flying vehicle. The product will float on top of the water, so all you have to do is fly over it to collect it. And this one has a normal payout of about $25,000. We received $37,000 because we're doing these during a double money event. And remember, the payout is based on duration. We got $37,000 because we completed it in about 6 minutes. Longer it takes, the higher the payout. The next contract is gun running. This one is really simple. Once again, there's 2 parts. In this one, you are interrupting a weapon deal to steal and deliver them to a drop-off location. So once you get there, you'll need to take out the NPCs and grab the weapons. Now, since you interrupted the deal, you will have to physically load each weapon crate into the buyer's vehicle. So that will take a second. Deliver them to the drop-off and you're done. And you might be starting to see a pattern. The majority of the drop-offs are in or near Blaine County, so the majority of your time will be spent traveling. And completing this one normally banks you around $30,000. And as a reminder, we are completing these during a double money event, so our payouts will be a little higher. So the next one is Hit the Roof. And this one is a lot of fun. This is one of the contracts added with the Criminal Enterprises DLC. And like we said earlier, the new contracts are ramped up a bit and slightly more challenging, kind of similar to the auto shop contracts. So this one may take a little longer to complete. What you'll have to do is retrieve an oppressor from a container that's being held by a gang on the rooftops of Del Perro and deliver it to the buyers. So if you're not already, we suggest utilizing a helicopter, the Oppressor Mach 2, or the Deluxo. There will be a lot of firepower, so something weaponized will definitely help speed this one up. The first thing you want to do when you get there is take out the incoming helicopters. They will distract you while you're taking out the gang on the roof if you don't, so take care of them first. And if you're using rockets to take out the gang, be careful not to hit the cargo bob. You will have an option to utilize that to deliver the oppressor. You actually have 2 options: utilizing the cargo bob and hooking onto the container with the oppressor inside, or finding the keys for the oppressor and driving it to the drop-off. There's 3 containers scattered across the roof, so you'll have to go around and open each one to determine which is holding the oppressor. To do this, you'll need a cutting saw that can be found in an office on a desk. For us, it was here on the roof farthest from the cargo bob. And if you're planning on driving the oppressor, the keys will be hanging on the outside wall of one of the offices on the rooftop. And 2 more helicopters will spawn in after you locate the oppressor, but they will not respawn, so take them out before you head to the drop-off so you're not followed. Then all you gotta do is deliver the oppressor to the buyers and you're done. And this one normally pays out about $50,000. The next contract is Torched. This is probably the easiest and fastest contract to complete. All you need to do is go to the required location and destroy 10 crates within the 15-minute timer. And you are actually provided with Molotovs to destroy the crates. And as most of you know, Molotovs are one of the hardest weapons to restock. You can't purchase them from ammunition or your armory, so you can use this mission as a way to restock them for free. The crates just need to be destroyed, which can be done with a gas can or a rocket launcher. We suggest using one of those instead to save the Molotovs, and you will normally receive around $25,000 for completing this one. Next, we have the Life and Death Bikes contract. This is the second contract added with the Criminal Enterprises DLC. Like Hit the Roof, this one takes a little longer to complete, but it is still a lot of fun to run through. So for this one, you need to break into an underground bike workshop to steal an Apocalypse Death Bike being purchased by a rival gang. You then use the death bike to take out the gang and their vehicles. Now the underground workshop is at one of the mechanics' homes, and the homes rotate between a few locations, but they are always on the northwest part of the city. And you'll be greeted with attacking NPCs guarding the house. You see us taking them out, but you can just walk in, whatever works for you. And once you get inside, there'll be 3 more guards on the main floor and 2 in the bedroom. And what you're looking for is a switch that will reveal the workshop's entrance. The switch is in the bedroom, and there's actually 3 in there. 2 in the physical bedroom and 1 in the bathroom. 2 out of the 3 are dummy switches, so you'll have to check each of them until you hit the right one. Once you enter the underground workshop, you'll be greeted with 3 more attackers, and they'll be waiting for you if you triggered an alarm while searching for the switch. We suggest using a shotgun, preferably the heavy shotgun. It has a tighter grouping and will take out the NPC wearing the welding mask a little faster than a rifle or even the automatic shotgun. After you grab the bike, you'll be instructed to travel to a rival gang, the Lost MCs, and take them out. Like the workshop, the gang's location rotates between 3 different locations. This time they're all over the map, 2 in the city and 1 towards Blaine County. Once the rival gang's destroyed, you'll get a call from Melk asking if you want to take the death bike back to your clubhouse to sell. When prompted, select yes, then drive back to your MC clubhouse and you're done. And for this one, you'll receive a normal payout of about $60,000, which makes this one of the highest MC contract payouts. Now there is one contract we highly suggest you avoid if you're doing them solo, which is Jailbreak. This one takes an unnecessary amount of time to complete. You have to hijack a prison bus and drive the bus with the prisoners inside to 2 helicopters that's waiting for them. The drop-off location is all the way across the map, and you're forced to drive there in that bus, which is probably one of the slowest vehicles in the game. You cannot use Lester to get rid of the police, so they will be chasing you and popping up for the whole trip. And this bus's mechanics are horrible. Seriously, the worst vehicle we've driven in the game. Barely any acceleration, slides consistently, and you have to take extremely wide turns or you'll flip over. It's just horrendous. And to top it off, you only get $30,000 to $35,000 for completing this. Definitely not worth it in our opinion. But like we said, the majority of these contracts can be done in under 10 minutes, probably excluding the new contracts from the Criminal Enterprises DLC, but the $60,000 for completing the Life and Death Bike contract is great. On Double Money events, you'll be making over $120,000 on that contract alone. And this is just our top 5. There are a few other contracts you can complete solo, so if your favorite contract wasn't mentioned, let us know. And also let us know your thoughts on the new contracts. How do you think they compare to the originals? And that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you next time, teammates.